Good morning, everyone. May 6th, day 24. And today I'm going to share with you my 3 keys to making you a better sports card investor. Hopefully everyone out there had a great Cinco de Mayo. I know majority of us were at home yesterday, as even in some of the states that are opening, I still think restaurants are closed. So hopefully everyone had a safe and enjoyable Cinco de Mayo. If you were out in public, hopefully it went well for you. I do also, again, want to say thank you to all of the new subscribers. I'm up to 213 now. I had a goal of 200 at Monday. It's incredible for me to be at 213 on Wednesday morning. So thank you for that. It makes my goal of 250. I'm probably going to bring it up maybe a week or so, but thank you for that. And please continue to share the channel, and please hit that subscribe button if you're watching this and have not subscribed. But hey, I wanted to talk about my 3 things to make you a better sports card investor today. But before we begin that, let's talk about yesterday. And yesterday was a little bit different of a day. I did 2 things around the house. The main one was the one that sucked the most. Is my extension cable had become twisted in so many different ways from my inability to wrap it back up the proper way after use. So I spent probably a good hour and a half getting that taken care of. I looked online to see what's the best way to do it, and someone recommended that you attach to a pole and get a power drill and unspin it. And my cable's like 50 feet, or it's really, really long, maybe 100 feet. So that wasn't going to work, but I got the idea to tie it to my tree and then do like a jump rope with it backwards, and that actually worked. I did almost get a blister on my finger, so I had to stop about an hour and a half in to let the finger heal. Hopefully today, it looks better today, but I'm glad it didn't blister over all the way and pop. But we got that taken care of, so that was an enjoyable / unenjoyable 90 minutes and a little bit after lunch to get that taken care of. I'm also working on a path around our cedar trees in the backyard next to my shed. I'm trying to get that a little bit nicer. I planted some seed up there originally over a month ago, so I'm trying to make that area a little easier to walk around and just a little more pleasant to the eye. Right now it's pretty, it's not unsightly, it's just not to my standards as far as what I want in the backyard. So hopefully you get those 2. I'll work on that today. Thankfully, I'll use extension cable. Hopefully, it's not all tangled still. Hopefully, I'll be able to unspool it, use it to edge the front, and then put it back. But hey, let's talk about my 3 things around what I view are my top 3 things for becoming a better sports card investor in the world in 2020. But before I begin, if you heard the clicking in the first part of the video, I do want to apologize. I was holding my pen in my hand and I was inadvertently clicking it during the video. So I tried to remove as much of it as I could, but sorry about that. It's to the side. I won't be touching it anymore. But hey, when I broken this down into 3 categories, or 3 things in a sense, and for some of you who are or a majority of you who are regular viewers of my content, this video might catch you a little bit off guard, but I promise you, hang with me and it'll make sense at the end. But when I look at the 3 things for becoming a better investor of sports cards in 2020, number 3 on my list, absolutely never pay for an investment club. Don't pay somebody to give you advice. This is not a 401k. This is not an IRA. This is not anything like that. This is not stocks. This is not bonds. This is not a licensed professional who has gone to school, who has had years of training. Do not purchase any investment club. Secondarily, this lowers your buying power. If someone's charging you $20 a month for advice, if you take that by 12 months, that's $240 less you have to spend. And the reason why I say it is this: they're just guessing. Nobody knows what a player is going to do from one day to the next. People can make educated guesses, but again, this is not like stocks. This is not like bonds. They're just guessing. They're literally guessing and telling you what to do, but you're paying money to hear somebody give you a guess. Nobody knows what a player is going to do. If they did, they'd be a psychic. And we all know psychics are a joke, because you know what? We know it when we go to a psychic and they're closed. If a psychic was really a psychic, they would be there when you showed up at a random time at a random day, because they knew what was going to happen. So look, number 3, Do not spend any money on an investment club. They are literally guessing, and you're paying money to hear them guess. Number 2 on my list, do your own research. That's how you become a better sports card investor. Look at what is selling, look at what is sold, and make guesses that way. If you want to flip and you want to make money, you're going to have to spend the time. There's no shortcuts to this. You can pay $240 a year, whatever that investor is saying, and get an educated guess. But it's not the same, and it's just literally their guess. They could give you the completely wrong advice altogether. So look, you're going to have to do your own research. All of these investment clubs or investors out there, all that they're doing is taking sold item history on YouTube or from eBay and delivering you content that way. They're looking at it with perfect vision. They're just surmising what's going to continue to happen in the future. That's all they're doing, is taking sold data and putting out content. Don't be fooled by the flashy graphics and everything else. They're just taking data that anyone can get access to and presenting it to you in a flashier way. So be careful there. And look, they're simply guessing and showing you this stuff because there's zero accountability if they're wrong. If they tell you to invest in player X, Y, and Z, and they all just flame out and are terrible, there's no recourse for them on that side. So there's zero accountability. So people are free to give out any sort of advice. Just be mindful of that advice. But at the end of the day, the best advice, the best thing you can do is spend your own time, your own energy, and do your own research and make your own wise decisions. Sort of a bonus piece here on number 2, which I did not add to the first part, is I said this in a tweet a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago now. If there were true investors out there and true people who could see the future of the hobby, they would have been telling us a month ago what sealed product to be buying to then flip later. But nobody's out there is talking about what sealed product to purchase a month ago, because we all see the wax prices right now. So if there was a real investor out there, had real information and real foresight, they would have been screaming, go buy this wax, but nobody was doing that. Everyone's looking backwards. So here we are, my number 1 reason and my number 1 advice for becoming a better sports card investor, and that is simply buy what you want. Buy what makes you happy. If you've done the research and you have the right capital behind you, buy what you like. Because you know what? If you buy what you want in the right time frame and that player doesn't make it or you don't make any money, it doesn't matter. You can think back to the positive time frame when you made those purchases. For example, here are these Yoan Moncada action rookie cards. These were purchased, I don't know, they're $30 a piece back in the Judge Mania. And back then we were like, oh my gosh, these are all going to go up. These are all going to go up. And I think there's 10 here. I bought a graded card, I think at $80. And look, they're not worth that today. They haven't been worth that ever since I purchased them 3 years ago in 2017. But it doesn't bother me. It just, I look back with fond memories of, oh, I thought this was going to work, but it didn't work out. So they're in a box, and maybe eventually, if they're over $30, I'll be able to sell them. But also, look, this came in the mail yesterday. This is what I'm enjoy the most here. This is investment for me. This polar bear Charlie Carr with the hole in the middle, or the stamp. And I showed you guys this the other day on the when I purchased it, but this is what makes me happy, and this is what is great about the hobby. So when you think about investment with yourself first. Think about what you enjoy the most, and everything else doesn't matter. So with that, guys, have a great day, have a great week collecting, and I will talk to you all tomorrow.